நல்லா இருக்கீங்க நீங்க?
ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கேன். ஸோ தமிழ் கேட்கறதுக்கே ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. டு பிகின் வித், நீங்க நடிக்கிற படங்கள் வந்து தமிழ்ல வந்து என்னென்ன ஆஃபர் தான் வந்து லைக் வந்து படங்கள் நீங்க பண்றீங்க. பட் இருந்தாலும் நீங்க எவ்ரி டைம் நீங்க லேண்ட் ஆகிற எல்லா ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸுமே பெரிய பெரிய ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ். அண்ட் கமிங் டு ஜப்பான், திஸ் இஸ் கார்த்திஸ் 25th ஃபிலிம். அது தனி ஃபீட் இல்லை. ஒரு என்னைக்குமே ஒரு ஆக்டருக்கு வந்து 25th ஃபிலிம்ங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு இட்ஸ் அ லேண்ட்மார்க் இட் செல்ஃப். இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கேட்கும்போது how were you excited about your role?
So when I heard that Karthi is a part of the film and Ravi Varman sir, Dream Warrior Pictures, Raj Murugan, I didn't have to think much.
Right.
It was an automatic yes from my side. And also his 25th film, so I knew it's going to be grand in every way. So I wanted to be a part of the experience. So I was on board immediately.
So previously, we know that Raj Murugan sir, as a director, he writes beautiful roles for his female leads. அது எப்படி இருந்தது உங்களுக்கு?
My character has so much love for Japan. So much love for Japan. But she also has a thing that it's not realistic. My love for him is not realistic, or like I think it's very relatable. It's a relatable thing because maybe you like somebody, but they are not right for you. Because as you can see, Japan is not a very good guy. You know?
Yeah.
And I think Murugan sir said it on the audio launch also.
Exactly, yes.
The thing about good and bad. So I play an actress in the film. And Karthi sir is a producer. He produced my first film and we acted together in the film. So it's you know, it's a nice track that me and him have together.
Right, okay.
So it was interesting that she really likes him, but she also knows he's not the right guy for her.
So your like a perspective, like or your perception when you choose a role, like what would you expect? ஒரு படம் வருது உங்களுக்கு அப்படின்னா வந்து அதுல என்ன விஷயங்கள் வந்து நீங்க எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க to play that role?
See, it's different for every film. You do every film for different reasons. Sometimes you do a film because the crew and cast is so big. Sometimes you do a film because the story is good. Sometimes you do a film because all of the above, right? Like I said, for this film, I didn't have to think. You know, it was just an automatic yes from my side. Yes, I went to Chennai to hear the narration, just to know. And I always like to meet the filmmaker directly instead of like on call or FaceTime. I like to see them in person. So I went and met Murugan sir. We had like a 2-hour narration. And then I just said yes immediately. You know, so every film you do for a different reason. For this film, for me, it was like all of the above. Yeah.
ஒரு படத்துல நம்மள வந்து கூப்பிடுறாங்க அப்படின்னா we would have some purpose to do that like particular film. அது இல்லாத போது we cannot do that. இப்போ ஒரு பிரிட்டியா ஒரு ஹீரோயின் இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா she gets offered a lot of that kind of typical heroine which you mentioned earlier. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ரோல் அவங்களுக்கு கிடைச்சிட்டு இருக்கு அப்படின்னா அந்த ஷெல்ல பிரேக் பண்றதுங்கிறது வந்து it's challenge இல்ல. For that itself we need to get a very good meaty character. அது வந்து எப்படி ஃபைண்ட் பண்ண முடியும்? அது வந்து எப்படி நடக்கும் ஒரு ஹீரோயினுக்கு பேசிக்கலி in your knowledge and your experience?
That's a good question. See, I'm young now and I don't mind playing the pretty heroine.
You don't mind? Okay.
I don't mind that. Right. There's space for that also, and there's space for you can be pretty and you can still perform, right?
That's true.
There's space for every kind of cinema. And a commercial cinema demands that. A commercial cinema demands to have that glitz and glam and all that. Like I said, I'm just starting out, so I would want to do everything. Like I haven't done much work in Tamil. I've done more of my work in Telugu.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a baby in the industry, and I would like to do all kinds of cinema. Sometimes it's fun to just be pretty and, you know, do stuff. But then also, yeah, there is like a desire in me that I want to do more of performance oriented, but I have a long time for that. And again, like I said, it has to come to me, right? A producer has to come and say, and I don't really believe in woman centric films.
Okay.
I think it's just a story. Like like we don't call Japan hero centric. It's just Japan.
Absolutely.
So I want to be part of good stories. I want to be part of good cinema. Just because it's a heroine oriented film or a woman centric film, I don't want to be a part of that. So yeah. Now
Okay, who is your inspiration? I mean, I'm generally asking. I mean, in acting, I'm asking. Like,
I think that changes time to time, because an actor's life is never constant. Like if you look at, I love Nayanthara a lot. Ever since I was like when I was in US and all those things, I really liked her. If you look at her career graph, she's done those pretty roles, and now she is lady superstar. She's the kind of film that she does is a very woman-centric, like you said. So she inspires me, but then there's also other people who inspire me as well. Like it changes from time to time. I don't really think about the future much. I just go with the flow. I try to go with the flow. Like Japan, I never thought about doing a film like this. It just came to me and I did it. And cinema is not something that you can plan, because when you plan it just doesn't happen according to the way that you want it to happen. So it's better to just take it as it comes.
So இப்போ you tell me, like, what are the perks? Like இப்போ வந்து இந்த படத்துல வந்து you being a heroine yourself and you're playing that. So like அது எப்படி இருந்தது? How was that?
It wasn't challenging, I would say, because like everything that we did, me and Karthi would discuss, on how to play it, and like you don't have to act like a typical heroine.
Right.
Because what you see on camera, usually you have to act extra, right? Like naturally, I am an actress. So whatever I usually do as an actress is what I did. We did have a long sequence in the caravan. So I wouldn't say it was challenging as such. It was very realistic. And Murugan sir's films are like that also.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Super. Okay, so இதுக்கு முன்னாடி வந்து you did நம்ம வீட்டு பிள்ளை. So அதுல வந்து it's a very rooted and very connected character. Like வந்து இப்போ டவுன் சவுத்துல வந்து wherever you go you will see that kind of a girl only. Like அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு girl தான் பண்ற மாதிரி இருந்தது. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஸ்கின் குள்ள வர்றதுக்கு வந்து உங்களுக்கு did you take some time?
Yeah, that was challenging.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, this was not like that. It was more realistic.
Exactly.
I think Mangani I think is her name in Namavittu Pillai. To me it wasn't that realistic. Like I felt I was trying really hard to bring her alive. But I also enjoyed that. And I think as an actor you should play different kinds of roles. And if you look at Karthi, he's the prime example for that. He tries to do different roles each time. I watched Kaidi 3 times.
That's your favorite film of Karthi?
I love that film. And I also love films like without songs. Because, Indian films are known for its song in every film, right? So when you see a film that's so they could have placed a song easily in Kaidi, but Lokesh decided to stay connected to the script, to the story. So I really liked Karthi in that, because Paiya, if you see Parthi Veeran, there's no connection.
Exactly.
Delhi, that character is like very different, right? Delhi is very different from Japan also. So you see different kinds of Karthi in every film. Ponniyin Selvan, very different. So that is an inspiration for every actor, I would say, to try to do different things. I'm a baby in the industry. Like I'm just starting out. So it's nice to work with someone like Karthi, because it's very inspiring.
Prime example ஒன்னு நீங்க டெல்லி அப்படிங்கிற கைதி கேரக்டர் பத்தி சொல்லிருந்தீங்க. But you know that all these LCU terms which is being talked like
Rolex, Delhi.
Rolex, Delhi, and Leo, of course, Ajay Sir's film. Karthi sir வந்து actually when you can learn anything from him. Like he's like a university of cinema.
He knows about everything. Like yesterday, one of the interviewers, she had a cough. A dry cough. He's like, you have a dry cough, you have to check your digestive system. It's something, it's something that it's an issue it's an issue with your digestive system. So he knows everything. Like he just knows everything. Yeah, you can go to him for anything, he'll have an answer.
Right, okay. Yeah. That's exactly a point. Previously when I interviewed is a previous film's heroine.
Okay.
She told me that he can become a professor.
Yeah, he can.
He can become a professor. அந்த மாதிரி சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க. ஸோ ஒர்க்கிங் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் வித் கார்த்தி சார் அண்ட் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்லி இப்போ முன்னாடி வந்து சிவகார்த்திகேயன் சார் படம் பண்ணியிருந்தீங்க, தட் இஸ் வந்து நம்ம வீட்டு பிள்ளை. கார்த்தி சார் இஸ் ஆல்சோ தேர். இவங்க ரெண்டு பேருமே தமிழ் சினிமாவில் தே ஆர் த லைக் எப்படி சொல்றது, ஒரு டயர் 2ல இருக்க லீடிங்
Very
ஆக்டர்ஸ்.
different people. Like I don't think there's any
Similarities between them.
Yeah. And they come from different backgrounds, right? I think me and Karthi had a better equation. We spoke a lot.
Okay.
But they're both very dedicated to their craft. They're both very passionate about their craft. Shiva's humor sense is amazing. You don't have to even, I don't have to say that also.
Absolutely.
Karthi is like a natural actor. You know, he can mold into in any character he can mold into. And I was telling him that his structure, his body, his look and everything, he can play any kind of character. That's why he's able to easily transform in every film. Like every film of his is very different from the other. So yeah, they're both extremely good at what they do, but they're very different from each other.
Different personalities, obviously.
Very different.
Different.
Yeah, very different. The backgrounds are different also.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All those upbringing ல இருந்து எல்லாமே
Exactly.
இருக்கும்ல.
Yeah.
Okay, super. And இப்போ வந்து ஜப்பான்ல like the title itself is a Japan.
Yeah, you know, when I signed the film, I was before I went to Chennai to hear the narration, I was so excited to go to Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've never been there before?
No. So I thought, okay, Japan means we're going to shoot in Japan.
Japan.
But we didn't shoot in Japan.
I mean, see, out of curiosity, we will like ஏதாவது ஒன்று தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நம்ம ஆசைப்படுவோம்ல.
Yeah, I don't know anything in Japanese.
That's good then.
Yeah.
Sushi மட்டும் எனக்கு தெரியும்.
I love sushi. It's one of my favorite.
This is the only thing that
My favorite.
we'll get connected அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். When it comes to food.
Yeah. I love sushi.
You had a lot of time to talk with Karthi sir regarding your career and everything, like on the how do you plan things அப்படிங்கிறது எல்லாமே உங்களுக்கு வந்து so அந்த விதத்துல வந்து did he give you any like professional advice? I see a very good potential in you. You should do this kind of things. அந்த மாதிரி did he have any did you guys have any word exchange?
He didn't give any advice. He's not somebody who gives you advice. But when we're doing a scene, he'll tell me less is more, or when he'll give me certain tips in terms of, and I ask also because I know he's great at what he does. And Japan is a character that is very different from who Karthi really is. So when I see him on set, when they say action, he's like a different person. When they say cut, he's like Karthi. So then I asked him, like, how do you do that? And I asked him a lot of questions. So he would give me input on my character and how to perform. Don't move your eyebrows too much. Look down for this dialogue, and when they say action, look up. There was like these subtle things that he said that would impact my performance. But advice in terms of what to do in the industry, he never said. Yeah, he's generally not somebody who gives advice like that. Yeah, he's not somebody. Yeah.
You said that you are just baby in the industry.
Yes.
முன்னாடி சொல்லியிருந்தீங்க நீங்க.
Yeah.
இப்போ தமிழ் சினிமா, தெலுங்கு, ஈவன் நார்த், மலையாளம் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி, எல்லா இண்டஸ்ட்ரிக்கும் they have that particular dynamic. You see that like drastic cultural change. அங்க நான் வேற மாதிரி இருந்தேன், இங்க வந்து ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரி வேற மாதிரி ரன் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறது, அதை அடாப்ட் பண்ணி இப்போ இந்த டைனமிக்ஸுக்கு நம்ம செட் ஆகுறோம்ல, அது எப்படி இருந்தது?
It's very challenging initially. But I didn't think about it much because after I did my first film in Telugu, I wanted to go back to US.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just felt, am I really meant to do this? I was feeling a lot of things at that time. But then films just kept coming and I stayed. So it wasn't a conscious decision for me to stay. It's just that movies kept on coming. And I just stayed because of that. And then now I speak Telugu very fluently. Hyderabad is like my home. US is not my home anymore. Like I feel so good when I'm in Hyderabad. Hyderabad is my home now. So it was challenging initially, but now I feel like I blend in perfectly.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your feeling whenever you come to Chennai?
Chennai, I don't come to Chennai much.
Okay.
But I like it here. And I've always loved Tamil cinema. Karthi is also somebody that I've always wanted to work with. So I love Chennai. Yeah.
Superb. So thank you so much. Anu, it was a great talking to you. And நீங்க ரொம்ப கம்மியான படங்கள் தான் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. தமிழ் அப்படி இருந்தாலுமே வந்து in this conversation, like I figured out like your personality, you speaking about yourself அப்படிங்கிறது எல்லாமே வந்து எனக்கு இதுல தெரிஞ்சது. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.